right off the gate, somebody says, their decisions are none of your business, Demetra. Always jealous of attractive, successful Black women. Demetra is an evil woman.
I bet you that's a sister.
Or a bald-headed man. I don't know. Anyway, you know what? It might be a man.
Did you see Sean Kingston's mom in that mugshot?
I did. You know what?
Sometimes, but yet I'm wrong for telling y'all to stop doing that stuff.
Maybe it's genetics. But anyway, how y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. My name is Demetra K, and this is the Demetra K Show, where we promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people with the emphasis on even, because we are a great people, except for Malascule 7. We can always strive to do better. I also like to say a big giant thank you and hello and welcome to my co-host Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq, also known as the Black Yul Brenner. Also like to say a big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you viewers, but you are family, and sometimes we share the link. And Shiloh, I see that you're asking us to share the link because you actually have some thoughts on this. You know what? Why not, right? We're going to be talking about that of Eboni K. Williams and Naomi Campbell. Now, listen, I like to include Donovan's opinion on what we're going to talk about. So I called him and said, hey, you want to talk about politics? Y'all want to discuss the 2025 thing, which I have not read. I tried to order the book. Y'all know that's the Republican conservative plan. And it's 900 pages long. I tried to order the book. It's completely out of stock. I don't know if I want to download that PDF to my phone. So I said, you know what? I'll try to study the excerpts as much as I can. So I'm not really well abreast, although I have started to read upon some of it. Or I said, you want to talk about single motherhood by choice? And of course, y'all know what Donovan said. He said, let's talk about that, right? So that's what we're talking about this. Later on, we're also going to play a little bit of TV trivia, because why not? Let's lighten it up a little bit. And I'm not going to tell you what it is until we get to that point, Donovan, please. Also, with all the various things that you do, can you please be my timekeeper? Also, when we do share the link, I know some of y'all like to look like this, and that's perfectly fine with me. But if I've never seen you on here before, please show me this before I bring you up to the big screen. Just know that only I can see you. Donovan cannot see you. And if you're not comfortable with being seen in all of your glory, you can go back to that, and that's fine. I just need to verify that it's not any shenanigans, because sometimes people be doing the most, and we don't like the most, more than what Donovan and I do already. Okay. Also like to say, please be respectful to, even though Malascule 7 decided to start off with violence, and that's okay. We're used to it, but let's be respectful to one another in the comment section and here on the panel. You guys know there's things that we can and cannot say on here, right? So let's be mindful of that. But in the meantime, Mr. Donovan, what say you?
What say me? I say welcome back to the show. This is going to be a hot topic. This is why I picked it, because everybody has an opinion when it comes to birthing rights and what is the Democratic Party? Women's rights, when it's basically abortion, and birthing babies and kind of stuff like that. Everybody has an opinion, and how it, and a lot of us have experience with this situation. A lot of us are parents. A lot of us are mothers and fathers that are up here. So I think it would be great to hear everybody's experiences and see where we're going to go. But do us a favor. There's a scrolling banner at the very bottom right there. If you want to donate to the content creator and keep them motivated, that is the best way to do it. Venmo, PayPal, certified check. We'll take a check, but they got to be certified. And whatever else you want to contribute to that. Please also do not forget, the African Diaspora News Channel is heading to Ethiopia. I believe there's like 20 positions still left. It might be less than that. I haven't checked. But it might be your chance to see what is behind Demetra if you happen to go on that trip. If you happen to go on that trip. So the spots are limited and do all that. And another way to keep up with what's going on within the African diaspora is downloading the African Diaspora News Channel app. You get the Philip Scott podcast, the Demetra K videos, some Vicky Dillard stuff. And by the way, and I wanted to talk to Demetra about it earlier today, Philip Scott got his news team, and there ain't one dude on there. What is going on with the African Diaspora News Channel?
Well, what do you call Brother Phil?
Well, he's the originator. We're talking about the other folks.
Well,
you can't include the boss in the workers group. You know what I mean? But anyway, no, I'm really glad that he's expanding his channel. And again, a lot of you guys have watched Philip Scott just like I did when he first started out to see how he has expanded. And that's a way to keep up with what's going on with the African Diaspora News Channel. Download the app, subscribe, become a member. You can get it on Google Play and the Apple Store. But he has some bangers of news ladies that are on that team. So guys, check it out.
Yes, indeed. So who else came on here before I get into it? Monet, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Troy, what's going on? Chalk Chick, long time no see. I hope you're doing fabulous. Don't need, how are you? Brother Don, what's going on with you this fine evening? Buck Horse, you say DC is here. Shalom, family. Hey, Miss Queen K, how you doing? Dorothy, how are you? We hope that you're having a blessed and peaceful day as well. Oh, you know what, Monet? Let me write that down to give you a wrench. Write that down right now. Because, when you get this age, you be forgetting stuff. You're like, I said that? Okay. Got you. Let's see here. Black America, how you doing? Said, that's your baby in there. Which one? Is it Naomi or Ebony? Judge, how are you doing, boo? I hope you're doing well. Darius, how are you? Says, and that's perfectly fine. Be all the single mammies. Oh, my God. That y'all want to be, nobody cares. The very least of myself, you're not accomplished or manifesting anything new or original. Okay. Beverly, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. We the people, what's going on? Arniva, I hope you're doing well. And let's see here. Samaj, how are you? Says, I am wondering if Ebony investigated the seed donor background to see if he was a bus driver. You crazy, or a bus owner. Black America says she's rich. Nobody cares that she's having a baby. We don't need her to tell us about it. Okay, well, I'm feeling real spicy today, and I have to pray on that because I might get myself in trouble today, and I don't want to. So I'm gonna be nice. Okay. Okay, but of course I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. Black America. Okay. Shiloh says there's no man going on a trip to Africa, probably because we're all working and underpaid or taking care of our families. One day we shall be headed to the motherland. Yep, one day. Miss Weeks, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. YOLO, what's going on? Monet says, I downloaded the Yucca app a few days ago. It's extremely helpful. Yes, it's addicting too. My goodness. I'm glad that you did. Okay.
And it doesn't work just on food. It also works on beauty products.
Yep. Absolutely. So, yes, I see y'all talking about the app. Okay. Mission Vision, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Who else came on here? Common Man, where have you been? PGH, Big Dog, how you doing? Says they're out here choosing to be single moms. Shaking my head. I'm going to talk about it. Now, listen, usually on Sundays, I'm kind of just not doing nothing. I planned it that way, right? So this morning I went hiking and stuff. It was really good, because I'm getting back to where I used to be when I was in California or whatever. So I was sitting on the couch and I was like, what am I going to talk about today? So I thought about the 2025, and then I saw Eboni K. Williams disclose, I guess, that she's going to have a baby by herself. And then I came across the story that Naomi Campbell, talked about surrogacy and all that other stuff. And they said some pretty interesting things, okay? Now, I should say, for those of y'all like, who is Eboni K. Williams? Because I didn't really know who she was until the Manosphere started talking about her like last year, right? So Eboni K. Williams is a TV personality. She's a news anchor. She was on the Griot, and I think she has her own like judge show or something like that. She's a reality star. She was on the Real Housewives of somewhere in America. And she's also a lawyer. So I guess that's probably her biggest accomplishment, right? Now she is 40 years old and she's worth, from what it says, $2 million. Is probably wrong, but that's what it said on the internet. Naomi Campbell, she's a supermodel, right? She's a model. And, Naomi Campbell's one of the best to ever grace any walkway in the universe, right? She just is. Now she's 54 years old and she's worth about 80 million, what they're saying. It could be wrong. Now she has two children, I guess. I don't know if she has one or she's expecting another one, but she disclosed that they are not adopted and she did not carry them, right? She's saying their surrogacy. Ebony K. Williams, it sounds like she froze her eggs when she was like 34 or something like that because she didn't want to be without the option for having children as she got older. So she decided to seize the opportunity, if you will, and now she's pregnant with I don't know if she's having a daughter or whatever she's having. But I took some excerpts rather of what they said in these interviews, right? So starting off with Ebony, she says, this is partially what she said, okay? It also helped that Williams had learned to get rid of the shoulds, quote unquote, in life. And this is what she says. There will always be that voice that says, maybe I should have waited to meet a man and remarry before I have a baby. Maybe I should not be trying to do this alone. But F that, she says. I'm not waiting. I'm 40 years old and I'm not wanting to build assets. I'm sorry, I'm not waiting to build assets. I'm not waiting to build my career. I'm not waiting to travel. And I'm certainly not waiting to start a family. She goes on to say, I just refuse to wait one more day. That's where I'm at. Everything I want to do, I'm doing right now. And I'm excited. I feel as ready as I'm ever going to be. Okay. So that's what she's saying about her choosing to be a single mom, right? There's no dad in the picture. I mean, there was one involved somewhere, but I guess it was a sperm bank because when you freeze your egg, they then put it back in you and then they fertilize it from what I understand. Okay, I did it the natural way. Okay. Now this is what Naomi Campbell said in regards to her single motherdom, if you will. This is next up. She says she added that she's happy being a single mother and expressed that she's weary of young girls saying they don't want to have children or that it's too expensive. Says the English model, if y'all didn't know, she's from the UK, but I think she's like Nigerian or something like that. Don't quote me. The English model told the outlet, I have said, you will change your mind. You will want to be a mom. She says, I understand economically it's tough, but my mom had nothing and she made it work. It's worth it. It's so amazing. And she goes on to say, my babies are everything to me. It's made me fear for the future. She goes on to say, I explained that she was never looking for a father for her kids and happy being a single mother of a single mom. Mom is what she said. I guess I have to call them moms, right? So anyway, as I was reading that, and Lord knows what you guys are saying in this comment section, as I was reading that, I thought, is this a trend? Is it, or has it, and I probably should have did some more research, but is this something that's normal? Are women now saying, okay, I'm going to go it alone without the father? Because obviously, right, they don't need a father present. And I say need loosely, okay, so don't get your underwear all crunched up. Not you, but them. Are women just saying I don't need a dad around anymore? I'm not going to wait because, as Ebony said, I'm 40. I don't want to wait. Sounds like she's had some relationships didn't work out for whatever reason. Naomi has been linked with a whole bunch of Hollywood elite and all of that. Some people said that she is with somebody's very wealthy, but then they're saying no, they're just hanging out. They're not really together because he's in love with some other woman. So she's very much single. Okay. So I want to know why. What's going on here? Now, can I just interject this because I feel like I need to. Can we try to have the most logical and mature conversation possible? I'm not saying this to you, Donovan, where I am kind of, but to everybody. Let's, because I know it's easy to kind of throw names and all the normal stuff, but can we be mature? Because we want to figure out what's going on here. Let me see who else came on here before you get it. The average logical thinker. Hello, how you doing? Sooty Man, what's going on with you? Corey, how are you? Brother Samuel, I hope you're doing well. Angela, how are you? Okay, I said hello to everybody up there. And I'm going to get back to reading y'all comments. I'm going to give it to Donovan because, Lord have mercy. I'm reading y'all comments. I'm seeing what y'all got to say. Hey, Ashley, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Brother Reggie, what's going on? Yes, and please, if y'all can hit the like button, I love it. Appreciate y'all for that. Ragnar, how are you doing? It says, even with money and fame, no man wants to be put up with their foolishness. Ooh. Donovan, I know you got a lot to say. What's on your mind, brother?
Well, this is very interesting. And how can I say this? And I'm trying to be what you asked me to be, logical and a great conversationalist and all that other great stuff. But here's my opinion on this. These women are stuck on stupid. They are stuck on stupid. How do you bring a child in the world that does not know its other half and think that child is going to raise up and be totally normal like everybody else, even if the father is not physically present in the home? Everybody, because we're human, we want to know who we are. And unfortunately, we live in a patriarchy. When the father gets with the woman, the children have his last name in the traditional sense of the word, how we used to do things. I lost my father at 5 years old. You do not think, even though I have glimpses and memories of my father, very, very brief ones, that does not affect me as an adult. It does. It affects my relationships. It affects all kinds of things, whatever. Thank goodness my mom surrounded me with positive men. But these women are delusional. This is what we mean when we say these women are delusional. Nobody wants to be raised without the other parent. Father's Day is coming up. You guys remember in school, you used to make those little cards. Oh, it's Father's Day. You want to give it to your dad. You want to give it to your mom. So what, you're going to have your kids sit in class and be like this, watching everybody else do their thing? And if she has daughters, the father-daughter dance. It's not the same thing taking your grandfather or your uncle. You want to go with your father like everybody else. I mean, the bad thing about it is, it seems to me there's a common theme here with these successful, career-minded women. They get stupid. They get stupid. No matter how educated they are and how much success they achieve, they get stuck on stupid. A father is a necessary piece of the development of a child. And I'm not a doctor or a psychologist to tell you that. Any rational person knows an input of the father is just as important as the mother. It's just as important. Who is a daughter's first love? And I'm going to use Demetra as an example. Demetra constantly talks about her father. She talks about her mother every now and then, but who does she talk about most? Her father. Why? Because her father was in her life and was very influential in her life. When it comes to boys, who is a boy's best friend? The mother. The mother is. And that's the dynamics of how things work out. If you got, it's like me and my mom. As much as me and my mom get into it and stuff, and my mom doing her thing, whatever, because she was in the Army, at the end of the day, my mom will be taken care of. She has 2 sons. With 2 sons, my mom's going to be taken care of. It is a basic dynamic of development of people. When a child grows up without that other parent, they have a missing part of who they are. These women, they get more successful and they get more stupid too. But I want to hear you guys' comments, because it's just totally ridiculous. And then Naomi Campbell, by the way, this is the woman that was dating Charles Taylor, allegedly. Diamond conflict, diamonds. You guys remember that when Charles Taylor got caught up in all that stuff? She was a witness that was called. And now she's making a decision. Oh, I don't need anybody, whatever. Here's one of the most beautiful women in the world. Could have had any man she wanted. Any man that would have, got with her. Vivica Fox. It seems like, ladies, if you are watching this and you're an average, common, beautiful woman, Don't do like these women are doing. Look at how these women are aged out and whatever, and they're telling themselves, oh, I'm happy being a... That's the most ridiculous statement I've ever heard. Name me a single parent that is happy being a single parent. I've never met one. I have never met a happy single parent. So I want to hear what you guys got to say on this.
I'm reading the comments. Al, you said the intro was too long. I'm confused about the topic. Well, for those of y'all who came in here, we were talking about that of Eboni K. Williams and Naomi Campbell choosing to be single mothers. Okay, now I know this is not some of y'all cup of tea. We're also going to talk about some TV trivia toward the end, or maybe the middle. We'll switch it up. I don't know how long we're going to talk about this. I do have an opinion, but I'm going to wait just a little bit. I mean, let me go back and acknowledge a couple of people just really quick. And hello to everybody that came on here. Corey, thank you so much for the super sticker. I love it. Appreciate you for that. And Common Man, thank you. Love and appreciate you as well. It says she's selfish, point blank, period. It's not about her having the child. It's all about the child. The child is going to want to know who their other part, so the other part. I totally agree with you, but like I said, I'm just reading. I'm just going to read. Somebody, Jay, you crazy, talking about school was out during Father's Day. Oh man, that cracked me up. Okay. Let me continue on. Hey Samuel, see how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Okay. Woo. Yes, Brother Red, you say fathers are necessary. Judge says she could hug a teddy bear for emotional support. So yes, I saw some people saying that maybe they're having a child for emotional, I guess, thing, maybe not really about the child. I don't know. But of course, she said my father and stepfather took care of me and they became best friends. Yeah, my father and stepfather were friends as well. Miss Sweet says being a single mother is hard. Yes, it is. Pop, how you doing? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Who else popped in on us? DSB, how are you? You says she let herself go bad, and I'm pretty sure with all the bodies she's gotten over time, no pleasure there. Just being real. Oh. Black America says I've never been friends with a woman, let alone my mother. Maybe that's wrong with you. I'm just kidding. Let's see here. Pop, you always coming in with just wow. You just straight no chaser. Swedish house boss, how you doing? You say, okay, happy Pride Month. If that's your thing, then happy Pride to you. Common Man, thank you once again. He says, I can't imagine growing up without my father. He was in my family's life for the time we were born. He says, from the time you're born until the time he passed away, he stayed with my oldest sibling, sister in his last days. I'm like you. I couldn't imagine what that's even like to not have a father, as I've had one, my whole life, and I still do. Fortunate, right? And Danette, how are you doing? He says, some of my adult friends who grew up without their father said the absence affected them emotionally, and it still does. Even though they went on with their lives, something was missing. I would agree with that. No, but
And real quick, Demetra, even when you have a good relationship with your parents and they weren't missing, and then they leave, that affects you. I mean, Demetra, you miss your mom every day.
Oh yeah, every day.
So just think about that. You're a grown woman, and your mother has gone on to with the ancestors, and look how it affects you today. You feel like you're missing. Your mom's not there, right?
Oh yeah.
So you're longing for something that's no longer there, and it affects you. So if it affects you as a grown woman, how the hell do you think it's going to affect a child?
Yep. And Roddy says, lucky for me, I had my grandfather who was still here at age 90. Isn't that such a blessing, to have I'm 53, right? My mom's gone on. She's been gone almost 8 years. But I still have my dad, right? So I still have a parent. I'm going to say this because I know y'all hate when I don't interject my opinion right away. And Common Man says, my father did not stay in no old folks home at Demetra. No, and, he shouldn't. And Anthony, how you doing? Long time no see. KP from KC5, how you doing?
I had to laugh at his comment. Another immaculate conception.
Right. Mother, Mary and Jesus and Joseph. Yeah, so I know men who did not have their father around, or even women, right? I know people who didn't know their father, and I'll use my mom as a perfect example. My mom had a father because my grandmother married, when she was like, maybe 29, 28 or whatever. My mom was already married at the time. So she had a father in her life toward the end, but my mom did not know her father. My mom, my grandmother, and my grandfather, who I'd never met, they were married. And one day he said he was gonna go cash his check and never looked back. So I know that my mom, she expressed that to me, that she always felt a void, like not knowing who her dad was, or who her, what the other part of her. And I watched her lament through that pain. So I know people who long to know who their father was, right? Whether the father took off, whether the father, maybe the mom didn't know who he was, or whatever it was, or in some cases like this, where the mom is choosing to go it alone. Yeah, that child is going to have some questions like, well, what about the other part of me? Now, I don't know how it works necessarily with like a sperm bank. Do they give you DNA stuff? I'd imagine they would, right? Because you want to know the genetic makeup of the donor. And I guess you would know that before you do it, because you could choose, I guess. But even though the mom would have some knowledge of who that man is, the child will not know. And so the child grows up wondering, well, where's my dad? Or whatever. Then you, as a mom, they may try to explain it away. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. You have me. Or even if they have a grandfather in their life or whatever, they're still going to want to know, well, where is my dad? Like, what happened to him, or whatever the case is. Now, this is the unfortunate part. There are some cases where women don't tell the truth. Oh, I don't know where your dad is. Or your dad is, he's a deadbeat, or he takes off. And then a lot of times when that child grows up, and they learn differently. So now that mom is now dealing with the consequences of her lying, instead of just saying, hey, I wanted to go it alone, because like you said too, Donovan, it's not unusual for like movie stars and people in that realm, if you will, to do that. One of our favorite motion picture stars, Joan Crawford, she didn't have a surrogacy, but she adopted, right? And she raised the children pretty much without a man. So does that have ramifications? Yeah.
And look how that turned out. The daughter wrote a book on her. The kids.
No more wire hangers. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I guess if you're one, but then let's have the other side of the conversation. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna get back into the comments, and I think we'll even share a link. There's that other part which I will play devil's advocate, and I understand that part of it. I'm an older woman, I'm them. There is a biological thing, right? There is a biological clock. So do I wait until whatever man, whether it's the right man, the white man, or whoever, because they like, white men. Do I wait for them to come along, or do I just say, hey, let me just go on and just get it over with? And if a man comes, great. So, I understand all of it. Okay. Donovan, you want to say anything before I share this link?
Yeah, what I want to say is, and I'm just going to say this, based on Eboni K. Williams' man-hating ways and Naomi Campbell and her background situation, what are the chances that the sperm donor is white?
Well,
which we don't.
I saw Naomi Campbell's. I guess one of her daughters. I don't know if she has two or she's got one of
she's about to get another one. Yeah,
one. She looks mixed, like she could be mixed. So I don't know, because Naomi's very chocolate.
Yeah.
So,
and I wish we could have a pool. I would almost guarantee Eboni K. Williams selected Caucasian as the donor. Not and that's her preference. That's fine. You do what you want to do. But we always talk about, brothers doing this and swirling and all this other stuff. And I don't care. People do what they're going to do. But people like that, and let me add this. When I say people like that, what I mean is this. Naomi said, oh, my mother, she didn't have nothing. Naomi, you're worth $80 million. So your outcome is going to be totally different than what your mom went through. Your kid's outcome is going to be totally different than what you went through. If your mom didn't have nothing, you struggled and worked hard and did what you had to do. Your kids aren't going to go through that experience. See, that's what I'm saying. The delusion and the stupidry that these successful women, they get to a certain level and logic just doesn't have a chance in their minds whatsoever. If I've struggled, coming from a poor environment, and I built myself up and now I'm making 80, 20, whatever, $100 million, my kid's outcome is going to be totally different than my own. But no matter how much money you have, it could never replace that other parent that is missing in that child's life. You could put any man or woman in that spot, that ain't their child. At the end of the day, that is not their child. And that child will forever go on wondering who they are.
Judge, I've been reading your comments. You crazy. Talking about, well, you said you was raised by the streets. You better stop. Talking about test tube. Daddy is crazy. Well, hey, I don't know. To each his own, right? Chalk Chicky says, my dad was a strong black man. He didn't take no crap. Yeah, that's my daddy too. Very loving. But boy, I tell you, when he got the stuttering, oh my God. Woo! It was going to be some theory behind it. You could believe that. So you better do what you're supposed to be doing, Eunice, how you doing? Says, this is very selfish to me when women decide to purposely make these type of selfish decisions. Yeah, I can see that. And Dorothy says, Naomi Campbell's proof that age, wealth, and college education don't mean you have wisdom. Very well said. Black America says, I think those women lied. Men don't leave like that. That's a lie, okay? Men do leave like that. Knock it off. Well, we'll have a heated discussion, but we're not gonna lie. Okay, men do leave like that.
That's true, but it also shows you this: these women are a little older, and you mean to tell me, as successful and as beautiful as these women are, and that's factual, they're successful and they're very beautiful. Why aren't other men in their realm checking for them? Does anybody ever ask that question? Do they ever ask themselves, why is it that these successful football players and millionaires and billionaires, why are they not checking for me? There's a reason why they're not checking for them.
Well, I mean, who's to say that they're not? Because true indeed, we don't know everything that's going on in people's lives. We only know what they show us, what they, whatever the case is. I don't know. I don't know either one of those ladies, so I can't really speak for them. I'm speaking on what they have shared. So I don't know. There's some people, they're just some women who are like, I don't ever want to be in a relationship, but I want babies, right? And so they got money and resources and they can go about that. And maybe it don't even have nothing to do with them not liking men or hating men or anything like that. Maybe they're just like, I'm good on the man, but yeah, I'll have the children. So there's levels to it. It's not just all a one size fits all. Well, women just hate men and they, you know what I'm saying? So there's different ways of thinking about it. Facts, not feelings. How you doing this fine Sunday? You say Eboni K is just setting up average woman for failure. Okay. I guess. Let's see here. Who else came on here? And then I'm going to open up the link, y'all. Y'all know the rules. So let's try to abide by them. Aaron, he says, for me, I felt the void not having my father and it affected me to this day. I have uncles who helped me to gauge what and how to be a man. Yep. A lot of times it don't have to be your daddy. It's a man who's, a father figure. Facts I Feel says Eboni K didn't want to be under the leadership of black men. Why? Because many women like her know her bread is buttered. She want to keep making that money from Zaddy. I take y'all word for it. Jai says they can get younger and more submissive. So you're talking about the men that can get younger and more submissive. Yeah, that's true. But as I said, Jeff Bezos, period, at the end. Valerie, how you doing? Says most of these children saying they hate or dislike their fathers because they were raised without a father in the home. That could be it. And unpopular, how you doing? Says I think it's your choice as a woman, as a man, because and a man, because men do it can make these decisions if they want to. If you want a baby that bad, then do it. I've seen men do it too. The children. You're right. There's some men who do it as well. So you are absolutely right. It's not just a woman thing. Thank you for pointing that out. Kitsch, hip hop. I hope I said that right. I always mess your name up. How you doing? It says, which other race even thinks like that? Oh, the white women do it all the time. Come on. This is not. That's not even original to the black woman. In fact, come on now. You see, now y'all gonna make me open up the history books. In fact, the black woman was the surrogate. She was the surrogate mama. So what y'all talking about? She's the surrogate mama for the plantation. Okay, so that's the white woman stuff. Don't try to put that on just black women. Now don't start. I'm trying to be, cool. I'm being very zen today, So yeah, the black woman was the original surrogate mama against her will. Let's just remember that.
Can I ask you this question, oh lady of wisdom? Would you agree?
Wait. Lady of wisdom, I don't like that old.
Okay, sorry. Lady of wisdom. Would you agree that having both parents in a child's life is imperative to that child's development at the end of the day?
Okay, so say that again. He says
having both parents in that child's life is imperative to the development of a child when they become an adult. It's imperative. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Yeah, I've lived in a 2-parent home. So yeah, you're never going to dispute that with me ever. I mean, I'm never going to dispute that. Nah, the mama can do that. Nah, I think they need both, because I know that people who tend to have both parents in the home are more well-rounded. However, there's a lot of people who did have 2 parents in the home and they sitting on cell block H as being a serial killer or something. I don't know. Hey, Felicia, how you doing? Jai says, I think she's caping. She knows who her baby daddy is. I don't know. Maybe they do, right? Danny, how you doing? Says rich men don't tend to want their equally. They want women that's underneath them and submissive. These women won't be that. I guess. See, I don't care how much money you have as a woman. I'm never gonna be underneath no man. I'll be behind you. Go, sugar. You could do it, baby. I'll even be aside of you, but I ain't gonna be underneath you unless you. Never mind. KP says Ebony is a misandrist, and do tell how you come to that conclusion. And the next says some of it could be the need for control. It could be, I don't want no other, person telling me or the child what to do. It could be, I don't know. Pop says the DNA of this fatherless child of Mr. Charlie, who knows? I guess we'll find out eventually if she chooses to talk about that, right? Miss Wee says, I made sure my son had a relationship with his father. Boys need their dads. I totally agree. Yeah, look at Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos' woman is probably, if not older than he is, right? Or close to his age. Lauren is like 57, 58. He didn't go get no young woman. He got a woman that's his age, So I don't know. I just, I hear these blanket stereotypes that this type of man don't want an older woman or this, that, and the other. Well, we know that ain't true. It just depends on the man. Some men don't want no dingbat, teeny bopper. Some men want a woman that's a little bit more seasoned, It's just up to the man.
Ain't enough hot sauce in the world to make an older woman taste that good.
I'm being good. Because sometimes
I'm trying to get you there. Sometimes
my mouth take off before my mind. It is like, ooh, I'm going to be good, though. Facts I Feel says, no woman in her right mind would want to bring a child into the world without a father. Only Western cultures talk this nonsense. I guess. I don't know. I'm not world versed of what women do with their wombs. But of course it says, if she opened the link. Oh, okay. I'm finna open the link. I forgot. See, maybe that's why I don't want an older woman, because we do be forgetting. Oh, you was hungry? I forgot to cook you some food today. You mean it's been a week? Oh.
No, we get that. What's wrong with your leg? What's wrong with your arms? What you mean?
Now, y'all know damn well them women that's the 21, 22, 25 only know how to boil hot dog water, and half the time they forget to put the hot dogs into the water. Okay. KP says she shouldn't be copying the white woman. Demetria, I agree. I didn't say she should. I'm saying let's not say that this is ubiquitous to the black woman, because the black woman was the portal that held the babies, even though she didn't want that, right? Now, as I always say, don't you ever forget the original deadbeat baby daddy is the white man. Okay, so that's all I'm saying. Brave Manitou, I hope I said that right. How you doing? It says we in 2024, not the 1900s. And if you can expound upon that, okay, let me get to these comments so I can open this link. Who else came on here? And then I can open the link, because y'all know I just be talking. So she was the mammy, yeah, but that's still she didn't want to be that, you know. You think she wanted to be carrying massa baby, or the man that she thought was her husband's baby, you know?
Yeah, she wanted to carry massa's baby. That's you damn right. She wanted to carry it. It's either that or get killed.
Well, she didn't want to. She, relented, if you will. Roddy says, when money becomes your overlord, you will make the choices you make. The choices of those types of women. Eboni K is just along the lines of these types. Yeah, well, she said that too in an article, that when she got the money, she's able to buy her place in Manhattan, and she had the means, and so it's like, why not? I don't know, Okay, Black America. Common Man, he says, my father never owned I heard you also say he didn't have a house as well. He never owned a new car. Today, all of his kids own new cars. I own 2 new cars. I miss my father. Yes, indeed. I would never discount the importance of a father. Never, never, never. Okay, so let's see who else came on here. Stanley, how you doing? Long time no see. And then I'm gonna open up the link. I'm scared to see who's gonna come on here. Lord have mercy. Avenge the ancestors. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Jai says he has no swag though. Who are Jeff Bezos? Would you not say that being the richest man in the world is swag?
You're the richest man in the world. You don't need swag. You don't need it.
I'm sure he got swag in one of those 15 million trillion warehouses he got all over the damn place. Here within the 10-mile vicinity of my house, there's like 6 Amazon facilities. So I think he could find one in one of those warehouses.
When you can give half your money to your ex-wife and still be the richest man in the world, you don't need swag.
And make her the richest woman in the world. Swag. I'm just saying. Black America said that's why you can never have a man, because you don't want to be behind a man. I see you don't. What I want you to do is clean your old ass ears out, Black America. Did you hear? Donovan, did I say I didn't want to be behind a man? What did I say?
No, you didn't say that.
I said I'm not gonna be underneath no man.
Underneath a man, right?
Unless that ain't your business. Hey, Thunder, how you doing? I hope you're doing well this fine evening. Oh my God, I got to the bottom. Okay. We finna open up the link, and we're gonna change gears within about 20 minutes or so, okay? All right. Facts Not Feelings says there are a lot of Black women on the plantation that went. I'm gonna put this link up in here. Donovan, take over for a second until I put this stuff up in here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Common Man is laughing. Buckhorse DC is laughing at Black America. The Prince of Paraphernalia is known as the Pop. Why do all his rockets look like eggplant, though?
Who gonna make him not look like that? Who got enough money to tell him not to make him look like that?
Right. Judge Red says swag has nothing to do with money. You got that right. And Common Man 80. Okay. Exactly. Herschel Reed says you can always count on Black America. Miss Sweet Talk at Black America. Click the link. Cecilia Jackson, she had a really good comment earlier. She says Vivica Fox is 60 and still thinking she has choices. Get real. Thank you, Cecilia. I mean, I really believe a lot of women, you guys do know the truth, and you guys do know when you're out of your limits and you're out of your prime and stuff, and you accept that, right? You age with grace and all that other stuff. And a lot of women, I've read where these women are like, oh yeah, she's 60, but she can still get this and get that. No, that's delusional thinking, because didn't Kevin Samuels say stuff like that? He was like, look, no, I'm just bringing up Kevin Samuels because they had a beef between those two. Isn't it ironic that the exact thing Kevin Samuels was saying that she said was bull BS, she's 60, successful, she's not in her prime, but beautiful, right? And she's asking for applications. She's asking. When a woman has to ask, nobody's checking for you. When you got to advertise like that, nobody's checking for you.
See, I interpreted it a different way. I interpreted that maybe she wasn't looking at that time, and now she's like, okay, I'm open for a relationship. You see, y'all know how I feel about the whole a woman's out of her prime and all. Again, come on. That wasn't y'all come up with this stuff. I see y'all about to get me revved up. I'm supposed to be zen. Y'all come up with this bull caca and try to. Y'all know what the problem really is. Y'all have a problem with women that say, man up yours and your wall and your time limit on my clock. It ain't up to you who I date, when I date him. If I want to be as old as Sarah and Abraham, I will do that, right? It's not up to you because you don't want a woman that's past 31. That don't mean that all men don't want that. And Vivica, listen, one thing I will know for sure, yeah, Vivica got her issues. I don't really cut for Vivica like that. Vivica ain't gonna have no problem finding no man or no man finding her. So y'all trying to send her out to the damn dinosaur graveyard. I bet you Vivica end up with a man next month somewhere.
Yeah, because she's got the money to pay for it. But here's my point. Here's my point, though, Demetra. And I know you don't want to accept it, whatever the deal is. A woman is in her prime between the ages of 16 to about 27. Okay, let's just say that's your prime.
That's cool.
My point. She's strong to have children. She's at her best looking, so on and so forth. If you believe it or not, if you ask most men in this chat, and you ask most men globally, if you had a choice between a 55-year-old woman and a 23, 22-year-old woman, or even a 27-year-old woman, who do you think they're going to pick? They're going to pick the 27-year-old woman, period. That's real.
I'm going to shut up because I'll be getting myself in trouble. Listen, I ain't going to tell y'all what y'all like. But I know I would tell you, if some of y'all old suckers came home with my 27, 21, 23, 25-year-old daughter, guess what? You going to be leaving there without her. I'm going to make sure her daddy makes sure of that, homeboy.
And that's all right. Just like JJ eloped on prom night, whatever the deal is, that's what your daughter's going to do because she's probably in love with that man.
She better give it all she got on that night because when her daddy get a hold of his old, mothball smelling self, he gonna regret it. Hey, baby, how you doing, Buckhorse? How you doing? I muted you. Unmute yourself. Or maybe I can unmute him. Hold on a second. Maybe I can do it.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes. How are you?
Oh, all right. I'm good, ma'am. I'm good. I pay attention to everything that you, Dr. Phil, and the Black Yul Brenner do. I love calling you Black Yul Brenner. You my man, dog. No doubt. And I love the family. Also, I love Black America. Black America funny as shit. I ain't gonna lie about that. So what's going on with me? I'm trying to go get another house right now. I gotta get another pickup truck. And I'm just really taking care of business, and I also want to move my grandmother with me or whatever, though. But it's so much that's going on up in DC right now. I mean, it's a lot of violence. I mean, Miss K, I gotta move and get the hell on. And what I want to ask you, Miss K, is where is a good spot in the United States that I can move to where Black folk are located at, where the money is the process?
Where are you at now, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, you're DC.
I'm in Northeast DC.
Got you, DC. Ain't that Chocolate City?
It ain't Chocolate City no more. They gentrifying.
Well, you know what? They doing that everywhere. Now I'm in Texas, Houston. So a lot of black people here. I would say there's a
Uh-huh.
lot of opportunity for making money and things like that.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
yeah, so in this part of Texas, I would say it's pretty good. Um, I guess yeah, I'm from Southern California, so everything is high as a giraffes. Yeah, well,
Yeah, I've
everything.
heard. I've been hearing you speak about it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I know of here that seems like it's okay. Of course, I don't love the weather and some other things, but it's easier to
Yeah.
live here. And I don't know what the cost of living is in DC, but as I said, from being from Southern California, it's very expensive to live there. So it's doable here.
So what about you, the Black Yul Brenner? I love saying that because that's who you are. Yeah, where you think I can move to or whatever? You want me to go across the world?
Yeah. If you're asking me honestly, it's in the South somewhere. Mississippi is probably the cheapest place, but there's not much going on in Mississippi. But I would say Mississippi.
Hell no.
Texas. Yeah, Mississippi, Texas, Florida. Well, Florida's getting expensive, so not Florida, but it has to be the South, somewhere in the South. Arkansas.
In the South.
Yeah.
I thought about, you know what? I had my dreams about shooting up north or whatever, but it don't look right up north neither.
Yeah, north is gonna, and then if you well, you're from the Chocolate City area, so you're used to the cold, but it's just I don't know, man. Unless you're gonna go to Fargo, North Dakota, or someplace like that, South Dakota. I don't know. But
you know what? I did think about the Dakotas or whatever though, but I don't want to lay beside no damn nuclear silos either. You know about that war, man. You a soldier, yeah.
Well, Houston, Mississippi. I mean, there's quite a few places, but let us know what you come up with.
Yeah, I got to go where my people at. That's it. Yeah.
Well, let us know where that
is. You know what? We are the culture of the country, so we everywhere. How about that?
You better believe it. That is true.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Miss K and the Black Yul Brenner. I love you. And it's always a pleasure talking to y'all now.
Absolutely. We love you too.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Bye-bye. Shiloh, I don't know if I've seen you before, but can you please show me your face before I bring you up? Okay, I got you. If you want to blank out, if you want, you can. You're good? If you're good like that, give me a thumbs up. That way I'll bring you up. Okay, got you. So I'm gonna bring you up. Oh, hello.
So you can hear me, right?
Yes, we can hear you fine. What's on your mind, brother?
Just give me 1 second.
Sure.
All right. So my take on this is, I feel like a little bit different. I absolutely agree that, we got to hold women like Eboni K. Williams accountable for being proud to have, children solo. But my perspective is the men. As men, we gotta protect our black seed. We gotta be more choosy with who we give it to. I'm not coming on here to be a simp or nothing. I actually swing much harder in the other direction. You understand? But my take is we gotta be proud of ourselves as men. We gotta hold ourselves with high self-esteem and say, this is the kind of woman that I want to be the mother of my child. I'm proud that my wife, is the mother of my son, and she's a very good mother, So, and I know, I don't have to worry about, turning my back to her, or I know she'll take care of my child, I feel as though, we can't prioritize. And I'm speaking as a man who's made bad choices and made good choices, can't prioritize a woman's looks over, her character, because the woman could be hell on wheels. I know there's a lot of same stuff that, the simps be saying, but, the truth is what the truth is, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like as men, we got to protect our black seed. We have to be careful who we choose to give it to. I'm speaking as a 40-year-old man who's lived life and learned from those experiences. So I hope that makes sense. There's a lot more I wanted to say, but my thoughts are 100 miles an hour. So that's all I could get out.
No, I mean, hey, I love it because, I always say that because you often hear men say, well, women, are y'all gonna hold each other accountable? When the women gonna hold each other accountable? It's like, bro, get out of women's business. That we will hold women that we can accountable, but when are the men gonna? And I love that you said that. And trust me, that's not. I know there's some people on here probably say, oh, he's simping, but like you said, it's the truth. You should be careful with who you put your seed in or whatever, because that's going to make the difference of whether you paying child support to some woman you ain't never tried to be with in the first place. So like you said, a woman who was a battle axe, right? She's hell on wheels. You ain't never going to get a moment's of peace or any of that other stuff. But that's just common sense. So I don't understand why people get mad at that. And like you said, there's more to a woman than just looks. Because especially we see men who got a lot of money. They might have started off with a younger woman that was their age, and then they're like, all right, I'm a trader in. And that younger woman's like, I'm here to stay. And then she get a little too old. She get traded in or whatever. So it's at what point in time are you satisfied or whatever? So I love it. I totally agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's my perspective. Father's Day is coming up, and like, I don't have to worry about, like, being dragged to child support court. I'm married. I don't have to worry about being dragged to child support court or, wife take care of my, our son, and things like this, just things I don't have to worry about. And me personally, like I said, I live my life, but like the one thing I was sure of was like, I don't want to end up with this. And like Father's Day is coming up. So there are men who are going to be looking around saying like, man, I'm being reminded of the kind of woman that I chose, because either I'm being praised or, I'm getting, railroaded, or I don't have any kids. I think it says statistics said like 49% of American men don't have kids. That's what I last saw. So I just encourage the men to like take a good look at themselves and say, if I'm going to become a father, like what kind of father do I want to become? And I'm young, so I'm not like trying to stun anybody. I'm just speaking from life experiences, like what kind of father do I want to become if I want to become one? And who do I want my counterpart to be? Really, that's what that's what this is all about. I think Eboni K. Williams situation is showing like some black man, in my opinion, did not value his seed. And that's how it ended up at the sperm bank when Eboni K. Williams picked, and it's like, you're just throwing your seed away, whether you're giving it to some random woman or you're giving it to a sperm bank, unless you're choosing a quality partner. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. And that's, if it is a black man, because we've seen the trend of some of them. I think Brat and Judy, and that's a whole different story. But I think they're the father that they chose is Asian, if I'm not mistaken. Now they're two black women. So, that's even if the man is black, but I totally agree with you. Totally. And like you said, you're married. And that speaks volumes, because there's a lot of men who aren't married. It's like, well, other men will probably listen to you more if you could be the example. Like, here's my wife. I'm living what I'm saying. I'm not just on the internet, trying to tell women what to do from a single man's point of view or whatever. And that's fine too. But when you're trying to, even for men too, you're trying to put your thumb down on men and women. It's like, well, are you ever going to get married? What are you waiting on? So I love it.
I'm grateful for one of the fortunate ones, so this is not a low-key praise moment for myself. I'm grateful to my wife and, up high. So that's what I got to say. Thank you for having me.
Yes, indeed. And tell your wife we said hello.
Thank you. I will.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Now I'm gonna put my 2 cents in on this, okay?
We know
I got something to say. I'm gonna put my 2 cents in. What that dude said was absolutely correct. And that's the narrative we need to start changing. Single motherhood is a failure for the average person. Black, white, Chinese, Hispanic. Single motherhood is a failure. It's been proven. It has been proven. So I agree with this man. We got to start talking about marriage. We got to start talking. If marriage isn't the thing you're going to do, staying together, however you're going to do it. But whatever we're going to do, we got to do it together, because the white man is on our necks right now.
Right. And I'm just reading your comments. Let's see here. I guess I should probably put the other link. And hey, Arson, how you doing? I saw you say something about Kevin Samuels. I guess. All right, so let's see. Yeah, Miss Sweet is very logical, very logical man. He said, I'm not just talking, I'm walking. I got a wife, like you said, what's so hard about not putting your seed everywhere? You not want to do that. Just like people tell women, why you let Ray and Pookie and all this other stuff. It's like, well, talk to Ray and Pookie about that. Y'all worried about the women and y'all sit up and play cards and drink beer with Ray and Pookie and them. Yeah, women could close their legs, but why don't you tell Ray and Pookie don't slide up into it like a goal post? Don't you kick your football through the goal post? But see, that's the problem, especially like I said, maybe I'm just from Mars or whatever, but I never really this is a new time for me. Black America, is that you, Black America? Oh, I guess so. Okay, I'm gonna bring you up, so I'm gonna put you on mute. Okay. Oh, this is a new time for me. I never remember men, and I'm not trying to disrespect y'all, dear, good, sweet, loving brothers. Not trying to disrespect. I ain't never remember a time when men sat up on the internet. I ain't never heard that so much in my life. I never knew men that sit up and discuss what the women should be doing in women's walls and I'm saying I've never seen so many men preach to women. I'm used to seeing the men talk to men. Now listen, unless the Honorable Elijah Muhammad or Farrakhan or something like that, yeah. Because Honorable Elijah Muhammad said his work was 75% with the woman, 25% with the man. But I ain't seen too many Elijah Muhammads walking around this internet. I've just seen a lot of men gum bumping. But when are y'all gonna gum bump to men? Because y'all like to bring up Kevin Samuels, but y'all forget Kevin Samuels was talking to y'all first, and he got you jokers' attention when he told that woman a whole new one, average at best. That's when y'all started listening, but he was on the internet for a long time talking to y'all, telling y'all to wash y'all ass. Of all things, telling a grown man to wash his behind, but yet y'all forget he was talking to y'all originally.
Right. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to have to educate you like this.
Try.
Back in Africa and in most of your countries and cultures that have male leadership, which is all of them, all cultures have male leadership. There's not one culture that has female leadership. What the men would do is they would sit in council and they would talk and decide what is best for the tribe. Okay, it's always been that way. It is something that's instilled. So the internet, which is fairly new in the modern age, now us men can sit here and talk. I can talk to my uncle across the seas overseas, if he's in Japan or wherever he's going to be. I could talk to my brothers in Baltimore, New York, Oklahoma, wherever. And what you're seeing is a manifestation of men leadership, of men getting together. And we're talking about what the hell is wrong in our community. And if we have to point out the dog, the grandma, the CBC, the president, or our own women, that's what we're doing now. It's nothing new.
See, that's the problem, though. See, y'all, I was trying to be, hey, Selah, I was trying to be zen on this fine Sunday. I'm hearing ding. Y'all just talking. We need y'all to do a little bit more walking, okay? Enough of the gum bumping. Do some walking, okay? More walking, less talking. Facts not feelings. Black America, what's on your mind this fine Sunday?
Hello, Donovan and Demetra. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hey, sexy ass Miss Sweet Talk. How you doing, girl? You see, I don't know, Miss D. You've never been to a barber shop and just hung out, so
wait,
you
hold
wouldn't
on.
hear.
Oh, wait, before you get started, boo thing, Black America. I had a cosmetology license. My first job was in a barber shop.
I said, okay, and hung out for how long?
If I'm working there,
No. For how long?
For about 4 months, and then my mama, I was 19. I'm just telling you.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't want you to go on, because I'm telling you that I have hung out at a barbershop before, and I've actually worked at a few barber shops. Okay. Also, when I had my afro and I would get it shaped up, it was by the best barber in Riverside, California. And that's Brother John, Cold Label. Okay. Look him up. So go ahead.
Okay, Donovan, you've been to the barbershop before? Okay.
He's been to the
So
plucker
what
when they pluck his
so,
hair off.
so what I want to tell you is our conversation changes dramatically when it's a woman around. It's no more B's and H's, like 304s. We're not calling your mama a slut or anything like that. When it's a woman around, our conversations dramatically change. What you are now privy to is barbershop talk in between me and Donovan, where you jump on something and you're going to hear us talk about you guys, about our likes and our dislikes and what you guys are doing and what you're not doing. So that's why you've never heard men talking about women like that. I'm gonna give you a good example. Uh, the color purple. When Mister was talking to his son Harpo about women, like men always talk to either younger men or older men. Men always converse about what's going on with their women. You guys are the only ones on this planet that can hurt us. So we are constantly, you like I said, you guys don't know about it, but we are constantly talking about you because you're the only ones that can actually prick our hearts. You're the only thing we actually care about. Like, we care about our kids, but we like F them kids. Like, I got, my wife is more important, is much more important than them kids. I can go make more kids all day. That's the way we think. And so you like F them kids, but my wife is the only thing that can really either make me or break me as a guy. You understand that? Either you muted or I can't
I'm
hear.
sorry. I'm sorry about that. I was muted. Yeah, no, I completely understand what you're saying. And I know too, in barbershops, or as y'all also like to say, locker room talk. Yeah, the conversation is a lot different. But see, y'all were doing that amongst yourselves. Y'all weren't getting out on the public square before the social media popped off on the corner. Hey, woman, y'all need to hold each other accountable. Y'all wasn't doing that. Y'all was, man, she getting sassafras and she sure is hard headed. She getting on my
Can I tell you why that is?
Why is that?
So the problem is the percentage of men that feel unappreciated, that are not having sex, the amount of men that are getting tricked by women, now it needs to be on blast. Because men are now tired. It's like having a pet or any animal. After you do something for so long to that animal is going to turn around and do something to you. And that's all we are as men, or is animals. But the problem is that we are the most dangerous animal on the planet. We're smarter, we're faster, we're stronger, and now you guys, instead of being our allies, a lot of you guys as women have turned into our enemies, which is unfortunate. It's sad. Once again, you guys are the only thing that can hurt us and make us sad. So instead of a man being sad and shrieking away into a corner, when a man gets sad, he's going to come out and start fighting, and he's going to bite, and he's going to burn stuff down. I mean, that's in the man's nature. It's like that saying, the village that didn't love the kid will burn the village down to feel the warmth of it. That old saying. It's the same. It's the same way. And it might sound disheartening, but now you have 30% of men not getting no coochie or haven't had any. Like I said, I'm in counsel with men every day, And it's sad, Miss D. Like these men in these sexless marriage going once and twice a year, maybe, you know, with sex, you know, with a wife that don't cook and don't clean, and you got to come home and eat a bowl of cereal, and you make over $150,000 a year.
Well, so
You know,
I want to say this, and hello to everybody that's come on here. I'm reading the comments. I just want to kind of be present here. No, I know there's some women, probably quite a few women, you know, that do the things that you just said. But I know that a lot of times when a woman does not want to, you know, have pleasure with her man per se, it's not always, well, I don't want to and I said so. A lot of times women, because see, women got to be into y'all too. And that's why I say a lot of times, not all y'all, but sometimes men just think that woman is a receptacle. She's here for me. You know, her only job is to please me. But it's like, nah, she got to be happy too. Most women, if not all of them, I mean, there's some who just, you know, they on the boulevard, this and that or whatever. Like, yeah, I'll take $5 and you can do whatever. But for most women who are not on this and that, they're like, nah, I got to be into you too. Maybe you said something to her, maybe she ain't feeling you, maybe you stanky or whatever it is, you know, maybe she's struggling or I don't know what it is, right? She got a job. Last thing she want to do is go work 8, 10, 12 hours and come home and have you jackrabbit her to death because maybe she's tired too. And then she's probably got to cook. So I'm not making that as an excuse. But what I'm saying is a lot of times, and maybe not even just now, maybe it's kind of always been that way. Unfortunately, some men only see that woman is what she can do for me. It doesn't matter if I done hopped up and down on her like a trampoline every day last week. Maybe she need a break. You know what I'm saying? So I hear what you're saying about the sexless marriage. That's a whole different story if it's totally sexless. But as a man, if I was a man, I'd be like, okay, what's going on here? Let me get to the bottom of it. Is she just not into me? Because that's how it is for y'all. When y'all stop wanting to treat the woman like a trampoline in a good way, it's because y'all not into her more than likely, or y'all done found something. Maybe you're not into her because she talked too much or something, right? You can't always boing or whatever, because it's, for what I understand, a lot of times for y'all, it's a mental thing. So why that can't be true for the woman?
whoever told you that is a lie.
A man. I heard that from a lot.
Then he was an older man and he was a damn lie. I'm telling you, I wake up every morning with a hold on. That is old. That's old.
Hold on. First, okay. And I keep trying to tell you and Donovan, y'all cannot speak for every man. I'm telling you where I've heard that from men, and you saying he a lie. You don't even know who the man is.
I don't care who he is. I'm a man.
Well, it don't matter that you don't care. It's my experience, my testimony from a man, trust me, who is every bit of that. Okay. He is a man. And he says, as a man, I can't just hop up and down on a woman if I am not into her, or maybe she said something to me that I didn't like, that hurt my feelings, or whatever it was.
Okay,
I'm gonna have to disagree with that, Miss D, because it doesn't take much for men. I mean, this is why we have the oldest
chick, elephant. Yeah. If it was a coochie on a light pole, men would be out there having sex. We've had sex with manatee. A manatee is a sea animal.
The second oldest profession in the world. I mean, this is why you have it, because a man, we don't need to hear you talk. We don't need to hear you do anything to get with
you. We don't need any of that. Okay.
Wait, hold on. I'm not saying it's absolute, but I'm saying just like sometimes it's for y'all, as my dad always says, my dad watches this show, by the way. He's like, a lot of those brothers don't understand what it means to be with a woman. Because a lot of y'all understanding about a woman, it's not even antiquated, right? It's just like the caveman even like y'all think that woman is solely there for y'all and that she does not matter in the larger scheme of things. And so to think that a woman may be telling you, I'm not into it right now because she got something emotional going on or whatever it is, I think it's wild for y'all to just think, oh, and trust me, there's some women who just don't want to have sex with you. Okay, maybe she having sex with the pool boy. I don't know. But there's some of those women are just like, hey, Give me a break. This ain't even about you. This is about me right now.
Okay, I done been on here a little bit, so I'm gonna ask you your advice on this. Okay, I have a guy, and him and his woman been married 16, 17 years. They got 2 kids. Been married now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once again, has sex once to twice a year. Maybe on his birthday, possibly on her birthday. She doesn't work. Has never worked. Has never paid a daggone thing ever. Um, they're getting divorced because he got some outside cheeks. He got some outside sex. So they're getting divorced. And what I told him was, it basically, she was abusing him. It's abuse when you really come down to it, because no one would tell a woman that a man is running upside her head every day to stay in something like that. So what would you tell a man that is going through some actual abuse like that? Mind you, hold on. Mind you, this man is like an athlete. Okay, I'm talking about calendar ready body. Okay, 38 years old, so relatively young. So he ain't got the heebie-jeebies. He working out 4 or 5 days, 6 days a week. All right. So what kind of advice do you think would be proper to give to a man like that?
Well, first I would ask him, because I do have conversations with people about relationships off of here. Have you had a conversation with her? Did you ask her?
Has spent thousands and thousands on counseling in the last 5 to 6 years. Thousands.
Okay, what did she say was the issue?
What did the wife say?
Yeah.
She gave. So anytime they would go see a counselor, she would give pushback. Just say that the counselor was wrong and they wouldn't go. So then they'd have to go to another counselor. And then they go to a church pastor. And then they go to a preacher. And then they go to a bishop. So they just continuously bounce around from people to people trying to get advice so he could hold on, because he didn't want to lose his family. You work 17, 18, almost 2 decades for something. You don't want to lose that.
So I guess,
but you end up losing it anyway.
And I get that. And hello to everybody came on here. But I guess what I'm trying to figure out is, within that 5 years of counseling, nothing's come out of it. She just I don't want to talk. So she just, over 5 years time, just goes from counselor to counselor to counselor. Like something, she's had to say something. His feet stink. I don't know. Like, did she give a reason?
Well, she says that he switches jobs to do better, so he can do better for himself as a person, and it's not for the family. And
okay, stop right there, because you talk to this man, right?
Every other day.
Okay, so that's what she is saying. I'm not saying it's true. Okay, I just want to kind of get someone. Is it true? Is he switching jobs, and is him switching jobs good for the family, or is it putting the family in despair to some degree?
Miss D, once again, their house is bigger than mine. Okay.
I know, but I'm saying the house don't mean that you can afford that house. So I'm just saying, is she right or is she wrong?
No, she's absolutely wrong. This man, I had to make him. He went to a corporate challenge. I don't know if you know what that is, where like all of the corporate people get together and do like these running events and jumping, and like they play like a little Olympics games. I had to actually make him go buy some tennis shoes, because he will not spend a dime on himself. He'd rather, spend that money on his girls, wife, and his daughters. He always puts them first. There's never a time that he would not do anything. His job as a first responder is to save lives and put people first. So
okay.
that's
so
Mhm.
But and I don't know them. You do, so I'm I'm not disputing what you're saying. But if she's saying that, either it's true or it's not true, that she feels that way. I'm not saying it's true, but I'm saying that she feels that way. If it's true, she feels that way, then I think that needs to be worked out. But if she's just saying that it is not, on the other side, she could be with somebody else. A lot of times for women, I know it's maybe a little different for men. I don't know how much different it is. A lot of times if a woman is entertaining a man, she may not want to entertain two men at the same time. So that could, I'm not, please, I hope they ain't watching. I don't want to, that could be the case too. It could be somebody else, or it could be what she's saying. She feels like his job hopping is
No. Well, he's been in the same career now for the last 5 years. And before Miss D, when he would go from a job, it would be like going from a $180,000 job to $120,000 job.
Okay, but can
Once
I ask
again,
you this too?
she never worked. Once again, she's never worked, and
Does he
she's
work a lot?
never. No. Well,
Does
I
he
mean,
work
he's a man. He 50, 60, 70 hours a week. He works what men are supposed to do. He works man weeks.
So that could be, I mean, I listen, my dad worked a lot too. So, I saw my dad leave early in the morning, and so I'm come back late at night. So I get that. Maybe that has something to do with it too. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just kind of trying to plug in some holes. Maybe she feels like where he was before, maybe he could spend more time with her and the family. I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. But is it so? I did see somebody, a sailor, you said is withholding sex is manipulation. I think if you're withholding sex for stupid reasons, like whatever, maybe, or manipulation, and like, well, since you didn't take out the trash, then I'm not gonna do this with you or whatever. Yeah, of course. I think you
For
also
6
need.
months at a time.
No, yeah, there's something else going on. If somebody was doing that to me, I would want to get to the bottom of it, or say, you know what, I can't be in a relationship with you, unless something was medically wrong with you or something. It doesn't sound like in that case it is.
So
If
so
somebody
you
is
throw
doing,
18 years away. So you throw 18
I
years.
mean,
You see how sticky? You see
wait,
how
wait, wait,
sticky
wait,
it
wait, wait,
gets?
wait. No, it's not. Wait, hold on. It's not. Listen, I firmly believe that there are two people in a relationship, and both of those people need to have their needs met. Now, if we're in a relationship for 18, or marriage or whatever it is for 18 years, and we're not physical, but every 6 months, and I want to be physical more than that, then yeah, if it's nothing medical and you just don't want to, then why should I have to suffer? Maybe we just outgrew each other. I know that term is loosely used, but maybe we're just not compatible no more. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just saying, for me personally, and I'm not gonna stay with somebody that is every 6 months, and then it's probably begrudgingly like,
Yeah,
here.
he say it was all starfish when it was time to get it in. It was all starfish.
Then it was the
So,
mummy.
huh?
Then she gave him the mummy like this.
I have no idea. I mean, she was a big girl anyway. I told him to leave her years ago. All right. So now, yeah, she was, anything over about 170, 180.
Oh
Yes,
no.
I'm a flip it, but after that, it's gonna be in the trash. Now, to the contentious part that I know you don't like. And I'm not gonna say it like this. I'm gonna be nice about it. Me and Donovan and what men are saying is not that you guys after a certain age don't have value. We're not saying that you guys have zero value to the world, to the community, what you can do. What we're saying is, to a man, and me using you because I'm not like that. I don't have you as a friend. I don't have it. Every woman that knows me knows that if you call and ask me for something, you better be doing something for me. I don't do friendship, and not for women, not at all, because that makes you call them. Hey, can you come move a bed and you hang a TV? Women always want your masculine energy when you start doing things like that. So we're not saying that you don't have value to as a person. What we're saying is your value as a woman to us is no longer like a 20-year-old woman. After you hit like your 30s. So
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'd imagine that's true for some men. Yes, I'm never going to dispute that. So, and let me ask you this, Black America, off of the record, how are you doing?
how am I doing?
Yes, how are you doing?
I'm cool. I'm sitting in the garage. I'm not working. I just finished cooking for the family. I'm okay.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. But thank you for coming up and giving us your, today was good. It was good. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't I didn't want to be too contentious with you. I see, I don't want to make your hair fall out or nothing. I see you still trying to rock afro. I wish you would just get it permed or something, like put a hot rock on it, any goddamn thing.
Look, I got the
Jesus.
shrinkage going on here. I'm never gonna get my hair permed. It's chemicals is bad.
I mean, flat iron.
No,
You're 50 something years old. How long do you want to live?
I'll tell about 150.
Okay, now that's unreasonable.
Why?
Let's keep it real. And we know Black people. Your dad is blessed. He's had a long life. My dad lived to, I think it was like a month before his 61st birthday. So your dad is blessed. He's had a long life. Most Black people do not live that long on average. You got to live your life. You worrying about yucca and stuff like that. I just cooked some chicken, and I was hearing Donovan earlier. I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to look at this goddamn chicken because now I'm scared of the yucca.
Yeah, you might need to yucca some stuff.
But it's one of the chickens I cut up, so I'm not really worried about it. Yeah, I got a lot of grasshoppers around here. I don't know what's going on with these damn grasshoppers. They are taking over right now, so they've been eating up all these grasshoppers. But other than that, I see you got people coming on, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop if that's what we're doing, and I'll holler at you later.
All right, thank you for coming up.
All right,
oh my goodness, your average logical thinker is coming up. You guys, look, I'm gonna tell you guys straight up. Go to this woman's YouTube page, hit the like button, subscribe. She be dropping knowledge. She's a fellow airman of mine. She's a veteran. The sister she's bad, y'all. She's bad. So she's gonna come up and
first time. But let's get to GP, who's been on here many times. How you doing? And what date is this you going on? And how old is this beautiful woman you're going on a date with tonight?
Well, the thing is, like, I'm not going on a date tonight, but I'm gonna hit the gym after I get off here. So I'm gonna keep this under 5 minutes. But I'm gonna speak based on the title here. Now, I recently did some serious deep thinking in regards to dating single mothers. Now, I came to realize that it's not always 100% the woman's fault they end up single with the child. Let me explain what I mean by that. Most people don't seem to understand the fact that women have a hardwired tendency to seek out a familiar dynamic in new relationships, whether that familiar dynamic produced a conducive end result or not. I noticed that most content creators who talk about relationships always whine and complain about what women have going on, which in my opinion is highly comparable to a toddler throwing a temper tantrum. While modern women are one of the layers to the problem in the modern dating market, they're not the source of it. I say that because it's a multi-layer issue, and modern women are only the surface of it. There's 3 layers to be exact. Think of the modern dating market as you would a garden that's been infested with weeds. In a weed-infested garden, there lies a surface. Beneath that, there lies a soil that absorbs water and sunlight to keep the surface growing. Right below that lies the root of the weeds. Now, responsible for the heavy lifting that keeps the weeds intact. Allow me to explain how this applies to the modern dating market. Now, modern women are only the surface, like I said. The soil is modern women's hardwired tendency to seek out something familiar, even if it never worked for them before. The root that keeps the weed infestation going in this dating market is simps. Because if you think about it, it's really simps who lay the foundation of the unrealistic standards and expectations of modern women. And there's an old expression that comes to my mind. Is if you want to get rid of weeds for good, you have to get them by the root. With the overwhelming majority of prominent creators only speaking on modern women, most of these male internet spaces are just echo chambers of meaningless babble. I say that because no issue was ever solved by viciously attacking its surface. And from today moving forward, I will date women with children, but there's a 1-child limit. That's due to me still wanting to have excess money to spend on myself after my bills are paid, which I'll still have if a woman I date only has 1 child. But I'm not sure how much excess money I'll have if she had 2, 3, or more. So for any potential match, you can only have 1 child.
Got you.
That's all I'm saying on that.
You came with the conducive, elusive, reclusive. You came with it.
Yes.
But
most times, go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off.
I was about to say, sounds like you got it all together, brother.
Yeah, but most times I just play stupid because if I reveal my intellectual side initially meeting somebody, usually people tend to become quickly attached to me and rely on me to resolve every single problem that happens in their lives. And I eventually feel like I'm babysitting rather than hanging out with friends every time I present as my intellectual self. That's why I play stupid and act like I know nothing, because it's less stressed that way.
True, but you do realize men are problem solvers by nature.
Yes, most definitely. Well, I'm about to go hit up the gym, but y'all take it easy. Y'all have a good one.
You do the same.
All right, y'all have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye. Your average logical thinker. This is our first time, but it's not our first time seeing you. Yes, as Donovan said, sis comes with the knowledge, the wisdom, very logical and common sense approaches. So what's on your mind, girl?
First, let me say hello and thank you so much for allowing me to come up in your space. I look up to both of you guys immensely, and I appreciate all of the knowledge that you bestow upon us. The Black community needs more like you.
Well, thank you, and we feel the same about you.
So regarding Eboni K. Williams and the single motherhood, whether what she did was right or wrong, that's really not for us to judge, right? But everybody has their opinion. I think I do agree with Donovan when he says that she is setting up other people for failure, not just average earning Black women or women in general, but even other rich women. Eboni K. Williams is going to show all of the glitz and glamour of being a single motherhood. She's going to put, her and her daughter taking trips. She's going to show a beautiful room. She's going to show this au pair. She's going to show her daughter learning Mandarin at age 1 and just, all of this highfalutin stuff. But what she's failing to do, and I'm praying and hope that she comes to the public, just like she's doing this press tour junket about her freezing her eggs and all that. I hope she is just as transparent about the negatives that comes with being a single parent, the sleepless nights, the praying and hoping and wishing that she had a partner, a strong man next to her to help her navigate, what to do with this child. And on top of that, she's having a daughter. She's having a daughter. So when that baby starts, liking boys and things get real complicated and she's going to need just another sound mind to help figure out what to do with that, she's going to be looking kind of crazy, Another thing she's not considering is the fact that Eboni K. Williams is 40 years old. That's not too old to have a baby, in my opinion. I thought Eboni K. Williams was way older than 40. I thought she was closer to 50. But she's 40. That's not bad. She's still part, and she can run around after a toddler, in her mid-40s, granted. But I don't think she's considering her village. All of her friends at this age have already had children and they got grandkids and they're trying to party. They're not trying to hang out with their single best friend with the baby. They're just not. Her parents are probably too old to be watching this baby, so she's got to look at her village. I'm really curious to see what her family care plan looks like. And if it just involves giving money, for people to watch her child, which is a very scary thing. When I had my son, I was older. Not as old as Eboni, but just under that. And I thought because I had a nice house and a car and I had a career that I could do it on my own. I didn't have my child purposefully on my own. But when I got pregnant, the damage was already done. So it's like, the damage is already done. I'm just going to go ahead and take care of it. I made my bed. I'm going to lay in it and I'm going to do the best that I can with God's help. With that being said, I had all of the amenities, but money does not equal happiness, And I just hope that Eboni is woman enough. She is very prideful. She's very ego driven, and she has a lot of accomplishments. And I think that's going to hinder her from being completely honest with the public when shit really hits the fan.
Let me ask you a question. Now, you have a son,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, and we know out here on the YouTube channels, you got the manosphere, you got the red pill, the blue pill, whatever it is, right? Let me ask you this, and you know, we all been in relationships that don't work out, whatever. And I'm going to assume you and the father, you guys parent together, but you're not together anymore, correct?
Well, we don't even parent together. He pays
Okay.
child support, but he's not in the picture.
Okay. And that's, oh, well, what's your number again? No, joking. But anyway.
Beware.
Yes, exactly. As a woman raising a son, and you hear these talking points by these bitter women and things like that. Now you have a son, and some of these bitter women have sons. What is your take when you hear women out here bashing men that could be their nephews, could be their brothers or whatever, you know what I mean? So with you having a son growing up, and I know you're going to raise him, you know, to the best of your ability, he's going to be an upstanding, you know, out there young man. But what advice would you give your son if he was in these dating streets right now as a young man?
Now, when you say bashing, to what capacity are you talking about? Are they talking, when they bash men, are they bashing men because these men aren't in the homes? Are they bashing them because
well just the general men ain't no good, you know, the stereotypical, again, stereotypical doesn't mean it's true thing in regards to black men, you know, oh, the father ain't there, this, that, this, right? Because I tell my boys, and they're grown, man up. At the end of the day, this is what a man's supposed to do. This is how you're supposed to handle it. If you don't want to be with the chick, handle your business. So, you know, as a mother yourself, what would you tell your son growing up, knowing what's out there in these streets?
Honestly, all I do is just try to model the best behavior of a woman that I would hope he would choose. That's really all I can do. I always show my son, you know, great examples of young girls. When I see somebody on TV or a girl in his class that is at the head of her class, I said, that's the type of girl you want. You know, I make sure that I point out the black ones, you know. But that's really all I can do. When it comes to the bashing, I don't do it myself. I may have, you know, my own little banter with my girlfriends about certain topics and things like that. But I'm also very, very careful about how I speak of men in general, and specifically his father. You know, I said, Father's Day coming up, do you want to call your dad? I give him the option to do that. I never, ever say anything negative. I let him find out certain things on his own. But I also lately have been coming to a point where I have to be realistic with my son when it comes to relationships too. And I'm starting to see also what men are complaining about as far as the modern women, not all women, but the modern women. So I make sure to point out to him, listen, son, when you get older and you start dating and everything, you're a teenager, and when you get married, you do not let your woman run over you. You don't let her do X, Y, and Z, because you are the head of the house, things like that. I do also make sure to mention to him that, you know, it's a partnership. Everything is equal. Just like I clean mostly in the house, but he has his chores, and I tell him it's all compromise in every relationship, not just boyfriend and girlfriend, but your relationship with me, your relationship with your classmates, things like that. I just instill in him God concepts, you know, the ways of the Ma'at, just, you know, Muslim concepts, manhood, things like that. That's really all I can do. And then, of course, like Demetra did you know, talks about, and you put your kids around other strong men, you know. So I make sure that when I put my son in sports, that the coach is a male, you know, things like that. You know, I take him to the barbershop so that he gets that experience. But you got to be careful what barbershop you take your kid around, okay? Because sometimes they be in there talking that mess, ignorant stuff. I got into a situation where I was the only black female in there, and they were baiting me by saying, oh yeah, white girls, da, 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 da. And I'm like, am I really hearing this? You know, so yeah. So of course I got into it with them, and then I realized, oh wait, you're a woman and you're the only one in the shop, and you're the only black woman, and you ain't strapped. So I shut up quickly, and I never took my son to that shop again. He goes to old men now, okay? That be talking about stocks in the business, and they got the news on it, you know? So it's very important to make sure that, you know, that I expose my son to positive black men in the community, and just men in general. He just needs that male that maleness, you know. There's things I don't do around my son. I don't take my son to the nail shop with me. If I got an appointment, I let him sit in the car with his books, you know, things like that. I don't do my makeup in front of him. So that's another part of single motherhood, being a woman, that I'm very concerned with, that influence. So I have to sometimes bring down the femininity, if you will, around him, because I don't want that influence, you know. So there's pros and cons to being a single mother. The only pro I would say about being a single mother, and then I'll be done, Demetra looking like time's up, Peppa.
I'm just in the comment section. Do your thing. And y'all make sure y'all subscribe to her channel too, please.
Thank you so much. The only pro is that you are the only influence. So if your child's father is a dirtbag in real life and he ain't about, you know, anything positive, you know, you are the only influence in that child's life. That's the only pro to being a single mother, is that you are the only person that's influencing that child. Other than that, there is no other pro to raising a child in this crazy world in these days. There is no pro.
You know what? I have to agree with you. Like I said, my mother raised 2 sons. You know, she was a widow, whatever the deal is. And for the life of me, when I went down there for the funeral a couple weeks ago, we were sitting there talking. Me and my mom are crabbing together, whatever. Well, she's crabbing, I'm watching. And she, you know, she doesn't like some of the stuff that I say and whatever. And she goes, I don't know where you got it, but you're a man. You know, at the end of the day, she said, you're a man. That's it. You know, she didn't teach me those things. She said, that's something that, you know, that I picked up from people around me or whatever the deal is. But, you know, she raised positive, constructive men. So
absolutely,
you're on the right trail as well. And I, you know, again, I know everybody likes to operate in gray, but sometimes there's a difference between men and women, and ladies have got to understand that you cannot raise a boy the same way you would raise a girl. It's just totally different.
You know what, Donovan, I picked up on, this is when I realized, like, you guys have always been saying this for years and years, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. We just don't think alike, right? I could be saying one thing to you, you could be saying it, and sometimes it just is not going to click because of the way we are hardwired. That's just how God made us, right? I didn't realize that men have a certain type of thought process, just, you know, just distinctly to men, until I had my son. Me and my son will have conversations and I'm like, I raised you, so how on earth are you thinking like this? How do you think like this? We had a conversation one day where I said, listen, son, you don't have to say everything you think. Do you know what he said to me? He said, oh, trust me, Mom, there's a lot that I be thinking that I don't say. I said, whoa.
My boy, yes.
And he's 9. And I wanted to smack but I'm like, no, I got to respect what it is. And trust me, I don't want to know everything he's thinking. I probably can't take it. You know what I'm saying? So thank God for that.
Her show is Your Average Logical Thinker, Easy. Your Average Logical Thinker. And when I take this down, you'll see her name. I'm scratching like I'm a hype or something. It's not that. Is what happened was, y'all know I usually wear my necklaces, but the weather is so hot, and I started to, I don't know, like get a rash. It's crazy, so it's kind of flaring up. I'm having a moment. Your Average Logical Thinker is her YouTube channel. Please, you guys, go subscribe.
Thank you, Demetra. Thank you, Donovan. God bless you guys.
You're welcome. God bless you. And come back and see us again. Don't be a stranger.
Bye, mods. Bye, chat. Bye, sweet.
Bye-bye. And Aurelia says, the word is right to be in the world, but not for it. So in just a couple of minutes, we are going to switch gears for our trivia, if you will. But I want to kind of go back to some comments here. Yes, Your Average Logical Thinker is bringing the knowledge. Y'all, please go follow her. She's well-rounded, talks about a whole host of things in a logical aspect. So there's not a lot of that on the internet. I will tell you that.
A woman that thinks logically, that is very rare.
Let's see here. There's a comment or two, and men too, honey. Don't leave that out. Okay. Where did it go? This one here. Facts Not Feelings. It says there is no pros in being a single mom. I mean, I think what we're forgetting too is that there are some single moms who are that not by choice. there are a lot of single moms who didn't think they were going to be a single mom, right? Now, of course, I like to make the difference. A single mom is someone who does not have the father around at all, okay? That you can be a single woman with children and the father is still there. So you're not really a single mom, like, oh, I'm doing it on my own type of thing. But there's different reasons. And I know and that's the internet that lacks logic to think that just because a woman is a single mom, it was due to the fault of her own. It's always something that she did. And that's just not the case, you know? So are there pros in setting out to be a single mom? I would imagine not many, but single moms, as your average article thinker said, you know, there's things that she teaches her son. She's not teaching him to be a derelict or none of that. Because that to say there's no pros in being a single mom also kind of says that a single mom's ain't worth a hill of beans, right? She ain't good for nothing. She's her mom, the child's mom. The mom is the first teacher. So there are some pros. Now, again, setting out to do that on purpose, yeah, that might lack some, you know, critical thinking. But I think we need to not blanket a single mom, okay? And the marriage case, if I didn't already, how you doing? It says much respect for the single parents out there. Yeah, because it's not easy to do that, right? And Cecilia says, I would tell my son, and I have look for someone with integrity, family values, and respect, and allow a real man to be a man, no sexy reds or that, like I can spot you in the mama. Okay, let's see here. Somebody else.
I have a quick question. Real quick. It's for you, Dimitri. You can answer in general. But ladies in the chat, I want you guys to just give me an answer for this. If you had a son and he was dating a sexy red or a single mother, would you advise your son to date a single mother? Just right off the rip. Just say, hey, it's okay. You know, it's feasible to do that. Yeah, single mothers are just as great. Go ahead.
Well, again, see, but if you got blanket thinking, then yeah, because and I don't know if y'all trying to force me to, because if I'm gonna say if that woman is a good woman, you know, then yeah, she's a good one. Because the single mom does not equal. Your mama was a single mama, whether she was a widow or not.
My mother was not a single mother; she was a widowed mother. There's a big difference.
What was your daddy there?
Big difference. She's a widowed mother. That's
I'm not saying
big
she
difference.
was, okay, but wait.
She wasn't a single mother. I don't acquaint it the same way you do.
Okay, but hold on, because wait, but see, you see what I'm saying?
But
no,
it's totally different. Hold widowed mother is totally different.
Brother, can I talk? Are you gonna talk over me? Because I'm trying to prove a point here. I want y'all to see this reaction that Donovan gave when I said his mom was a single mom. What did he do? He defined, or there was levels to it. But wait a minute now, because this is logic. Because when you ask me, would I allow my son to be with a single mom? And as I said before, being a single mom does not always mean she's bad or she's set out to be that. Okay? Whether that woman got to be a single mama, whether her husband died off in war or she chose to be that, single mom means that there's an absentee father. Because the father is absent also doesn't mean that he just poof in thin air and just took off to go cash his check. So that's the technical definition of now. I'm not, because I know in your mind you're equating, oh, my mom's not a single mama, like she was just out there busting. I'm not saying your mama was that. I know your mama wasn't that.
No. Again, and that's the way you define it. If you ask most people, a widowed mother who was married is not the same as a single mother. The technical definition of, was she single raising boys? Yes. But when people talk to my mother or even on government forms, they would say single, widowed, or whatever, divorced, whatever the thing is. It's a different category. That's the bottom line, Demetra. There's a difference between
a single mama is a single mama or a single father is void of the. Listen.
You're wrong. Either you're a widow or you're a widower. There's a category for it. There's a category for it.
Hold on. Okay, I let you speak. Okay, you asked me my opinion and you didn't like the answer that I gave, and then now you want to try to define what I'm telling you.
No, because that wasn't the question I asked you. But go ahead.
You say, but see. You asked me would I let my son, and I said depending, and you went like that. shook your head.
Right.
And you didn't, because so you didn't like my answer. So my thing is, why are you asking me if you don't really want that? That's what I said. If you can't force me, and it's not just you, it's a lot of people that you're asking a loaded question. You already know the answer, and if I don't give it to you, then you're wrong. I'm telling you, there's reasons, different reasons why whether it's a single father or a single mother, it's different reasons. Because in y'all mind, y'all allowed this internet to tell y'all that a single mama is a horrible person. Every single mama did not start off a horrible person or have a horrible set of circumstances. There's reasons why she is a single mom. A single mom is devoid of a father. He's an absentee father, vice versa for the man. So back to the question you asked me, would I allow my son, if I had one, to date a single mom? First of all, he's a grown man. He can date who he wants, but I would have hoped that me and his father would have imparted in him wisdom enough to settle down to a good choice. Because just because she is a single mama does not mean she's not a good choice. Because there's a lot of women out there with no children that are bad choices. So there's levels to this.
Okay, and that's fine. And Simone B says, so a divorced mom is different from a single mother too. Yes, because there's different circumstances and other things. So I agree with you. There are different levels. But in the modern age, a lot of these women are out here single by choice, which is not the same as being somebody who's married and got divorced, being somebody who lost their spouse due to death. Totally different scenarios, which brings different outcomes. That's just a fact. And nobody is, because when you're married and you lose your spouse, you get your Social Security, you get whatever that comes with it. You get all kinds, there's different things that happen under those circumstances. When you divorce, you get half the guy's assets, half his house, whatever. When you're a single mother, you get jack nothing other than what you can get out of court. Now, I don't know any parent, wait. I don't know any parent out here who are raising sons, and I didn't say they have to be grown. When they're grown, they're going to do what the hell they want to do. I don't know any parent that are raising young sons that are teenagers or, they're coming of age, whatever, that says, yeah, son, a single mother would be a great choice. Everybody that I know of that has young sons, I've never heard anybody say, yeah, that's a great thing to bring home. They always say, find you a good woman and build together, whatever. I've never heard them say, you know what? Single, yeah, bring somebody else's responsibilities onto your young life as you start and have more problems. Demetra, the fact of the matter is, I see what you're saying, coming from how you think, but realistically, I don't know any parent that's telling their sons, yeah, you should always consider a single mother as an option as you start growing, going into your own. I've never heard that.
Somebody has a question for you.
Oh, Donovan, did she ever? Yes, she did. She absolutely did.
Was your mama a single mama without a man there?
Excuse me?
Your mom didn't have a husband, right? Your daddy passed away. So she was a single mama with 2 kids.
Right, but she is a widowed mother. She's not a single mother. She is a widower. That's why there is a title called widower and widowed mothers. What's the guy called? He's a widower. So there's a title to it. They don't address a mother or a parent who loses their spouse as single. They say, oh, he's a widower. You can't dispute that, Demetra. It's not the same. The bottom line, it's not the same because there is an actual title you attribute to a person who loses their spouse in death. So they can't be single. That's logic.
Okay. I'm just saying. That's man logic, okay? That's man logic. But
it's a title given.
Donovan, okay, wait. What you can't? That's not facts, okay? That's your facts. But let me not wait, because I let you. I don't never interrupt you, Donovan. Let you speak, okay? Because what you're not gonna do is change my mind, okay? I'm a mama, okay? I wasn't a single mama. I was a single woman because her father was involved in her life, okay? So that's how you feel, that's how you see it, or whatever. But it just is what it is.
So,
you know?
so let me ask you this real quick.
And
I'm not going to change your mind. I'm not going to change your mind.
Wait. I forgot what I was going to say because you cut me off and I just totally forgot what I'm sure I was going somewhere with that.
Well, I'm sorry about that, but let's just get clarification. Is there a title called widow or widower?
Yes, there is.
Wait. That's all I wanted to say. That's it.
That's a single mom or dad. Because you could be a widower and not have no children. Maybe you were married and y'all didn't have children. You could still be a widower. You can be a widower to have children. And if that man or that woman died, you were a single parent. But see, I know what I was going to say. The problem is some of y'all that ran all around this World Wide Web redefining stuff, making single mama dumb a bad thing, but y'all like to absolve the men because that woman cannot be a single mama without an absentee father. However, he is absentee. Y'all, like I said, have redefined this to being a horrible person. And if I had a son, I got nephews, if he want to marry a single mama and she's a good woman, so be it. What's y'all excuses for marrying these hard-headed ass single women with no children? What's y'all, what is she automatically a good woman because she don't have children? See, that logic is flawed. It doesn't dance on the dance floor because that's the logic y'all have come up with, these blanket descriptions of a single mom, and it's degrading. I think that's a way for a lot of men and some women who go along with those tropes to degrade a single mom, because the truth of the matter is some of y'all done made mamas single. Some of y'all then put a baby in a woman and did not Watusi her ass down to the altar either. So y'all don't get all up on this internet acting like y'all got some goddamn halos running around y'all head either, because y'all done got a lot of women out there talking about she a single mama because he didn't make me an honest woman, or he treated me like a trampoline and put a baby in me. Hello, somebody.
And of course, given the choice of being married to the guy that you're about to have a child with, most modern women, they want to go it alone, and that's their right to do that. But the question was, let's get back to the question, was most people do not tell their sons, look at a single mother as an option to bring home. They just don't do it.
So with what you just said, okay, these women choose to go it alone. Why, good fellas, would you put your seeds? That's what dear brother Shiloh was saying, okay? Why would you not know who you putting your seed in? Why don't you know that woman wants to use you and then go it alone? And then the other thing for some of y'all men out there, Donovan, you said this yourself. Y'all can have a baby every day of the year if you wanted to. Why are y'all having more than one baby mama out there? Is that her fault too?
Okay, I'll answer that. Again, men think a certain way, women think a certain way. If men are not programmed by God to procreate, which most mammal species are, we've talked about this on the last show, the human race would die out. That's just how we are programmed. And every male species is programmed that way. It is just how it is.
Listen, Arson, how you doing? He says, Dimitri, I love you, but situation of Donovan is the content in the context of what you're trying to prove. Very different. One has a story, the one that has a tragedy. I see them differently. I get that. I'm not saying that. Listen, I think what y'all trying to get at is y'all think I'm saying, and I'm not saying this, okay? Don't mistake me in that. I think y'all trying to say, or maybe equate that I'm trying to say that Donovan's mom was a horrible woman because she's a single mom. Because that's how y'all see single mothers regardless of what her situation is. But the logical, mathematical approach to that is a woman without a father, a mother without a father present is a single mom, regardless of how she got there. She may be a widowed single mother, but I'm not talking about it in the context that y'all have defined single mamas. I don't think all single mamas are bad women, just like I don't think all women without children are good women.
Now, I agree, and you're entitled to your opinion. There's a thing called widower and whatever the deal is. There's a title called divorcee. There's categories to that. We all know it's in a single category of a realm. But the point is, let's see, widower, divorcee, and single. There's no other category for a person who willingly did not get married or lose their spouse. It's just called plain single. That's it.
What you call the men that willingly stuck their little 2 minutes of fun up in that woman and made her a single mama? What you call him?
Single. But what I'm trying to show to you, there's different titles to these things. A single woman who wasn't married or wasn't lost her spouse or whatever by death, there is no title given to them. There's no title. They're just single. That's why there's a difference. They're just single. All three of them, yes, technically are in the category of single women without male counterparts. But the fact is they are given titles, and there is no title for just single.
The fact of the matter is, as I said, and it's my opinion, I don't care, y'all have defined single women as something bad because you asked me what yes, you did, brother.
I didn't say it was bad. I didn't say it was bad.
What was this? When I said, wait, Donovan, well, we're very, both of us are very smart people, but don't get cute. Because when you asked me, would you allow your son to marry a single mama? I said, depends. And you went, did you not? Yeah. So what was that?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that I said it's bad. When you said that, what was going through my mind was you're delusional. That's why I was shaking my head.
Why would I be delusional?
Because nobody will tell their child to marry somebody with children already.
Do you plan? What are you do that, brother? Remember what? Wait, hold on, because now you done threw a rock at me personally. Okay, I think I owe one that back at you. How many single baby mamas do you got out there?
What do you mean? One. What's your context of that?
I'm just saying, don't call me.
But what's the context of that?
I'm saying, are you being genuine? Or are you up here telling these people something that you ain't even walking? Because you sit up and call me delusional. You asked me my answer, and I told you, and then you called me delusional.
No. I shook my head, and you took essence with me shaking my head.
Well, why did you do that?
Wait.
I was delusional.
Right. I'm thinking it's delusional for the simple fact that nobody tells their child, be it male or female, marry or get with somebody that has kids. That is not an option somebody says. Now, would you agree? Wait, would you agree? So would you agree you would tell your daughter, get with a dude that has 7 kids?
Okay, now see, you done went from here to here.
But that was the whole point.
Wait, no, that's not what you said. Because now you moving the goalpost, okay?
No, I'm not.
No, you know goddamn well, I would not tell my daughter to be with a man that got 7 children, okay?
But that's my point. Parent tells that's not a first option.
You dealing with absolutes, brother, because that's not true. You can't speak for all parents. No, some parents are like, and I know there's people who say, you know, especially if y'all have kids or whatever, single people should be with whatever. But I'm telling you, if that woman or that man was good for my daughter or my nephew, my sons or whatever, then yes. Because again, you're coming from the ideology that all, I would imagine, I don't put words in your mouth, that all single women with no children are a better match. And that's just not the case. Just like all single mamas are not horrible people. But again, I know that common sense doesn't go with that logic that y'all run around in the manosphere trying to demonize single mamas. But a lot of y'all, let's just keep it a buck. I didn't listen. I'm not sitting up here on no pedestal like I was married to my daughter's father. I was not. In fact, we didn't make it to her when she was 2 years old. Okay, we foobarred it royally. Okay, I only got one child though, because I was not gonna do that again. But like I said, there's a lot of y'all that got single baby mamas out there as well. Y'all should be quiet. I'm not saying this to you, Donovan. I'm saying in general. Y'all should be quiet. And it's when it comes to trying to tell other women in Black America, I know you ain't bumping your thumbs up in the comment section. I know you ain't, because you talking about you got 16 kids. I know goddamn well you ain't been married to 16 women or 8 women. How many of those women did you marry? You should be quiet. Talking about single mamas. I'm just saying. I'm going to get to these comments.
That was a very good debate.
That's what you want to call it.
That was a very good debate. And once again, I won.
Gerard, did I say hello to you? Says a baby mama is a type of single mom. And I think you also said a widower or a widow is a type of a single mom. So they're right. There are types. But nevertheless, if she has children and the father's not there, she is still a single mother. But hey, my name ain't Webster Dictionary. I don't know everything, you know. All right, God knows how many comments was on here. Let me see who's on here. Bakari, how you doing? But she should have went for marriage, okay. But then the other thing too is, come on now, let's be logical. I know sometimes it's tight, but it's right. Y'all acting like every man that was with a woman and made a child wants to be married. See, it takes 2 people to want to do that, whether it's her that don't want to do it or he doesn't want to do it. So, and y'all acting like all these men was trying to run their asses down the aisle. So y'all got me cussing now because some things just got to make sense. Okay? Some of these men that got these single baby mamas ain't trying to run down the aisle. Okay? I'm just saying. But it's actually internationally known. Trampoline is your new word. There you go. Isn't that a different way of saying it? Herschel, he says, I disagree, Demetri. There's always some guy complaining about his child support, and always, and the answer is always, well, as dear brother Shiloh said, if you were more selective of where you laid your 2 minutes of fun, then you wouldn't be crying about child support now, will you? Now, I know there's some cases where y'all get married to these she-devils, and she turned out to want to take you here and there to court and all over the place. I know that. But, you know, a lot of times you can say, nah, sis, I'm not trying to marry you. I couldn't see myself marrying you. So that little trampoline action we about to get in ain't going to be worth me potentially paying you 18 to 22, 24 years of child support. So I'm going to respectfully decline. I'm going to zip my pants up and I'm going to leave. That's all I'm saying. So let's see. I'm going to skip down. Lord, have mercy. Y'all got me sweating more than normal. Cringe worthy says she's not a single mom. Now, who's not a single mom, if y'all don't mind me asking? Because I saw y'all say that a couple of times. Danny, thank you so much for the donation. I love it. Appreciate you for that. Avenge the Ancestor, did you give a donation too as well? Thank you. I meant to say that verbally. Cecilia, say my mom wasn't a baby mama. She was a wife. Big difference, right or wrong. Boyfriend or girlfriend doesn't count. Law. True. Miss Sweet says, all single mothers aren't bad. All single women without children aren't good. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that, but that's why I don't be liking to be on the internet as much. Because I don't like a lot of the narratives I see. I'm like, golly, these people should just be saying anything on it and just be posting anything. Like, I'm one of those people, I'll see something, I'm like, well, that's foolish. And then I'll see like 19 other people post, and it's like, in between all y'all didn't, like, what did I see? I've been seeing people post these AI generated older people talking about happy birthday to these quintuplets. They're 88. And it's like, y'all don't see that? That's AI. But I've seen a lot of people post it. It was something else. Somebody posted it. I can't remember what it was. And it was like, it was completely fake. But people been running away with it like it was real. I can't remember what it was, but that's the internet. Oh, I'm going to skip that. I was trying to get to somebody else. Electrical helper, job one, how you doing? Says, yeah, but raising a child without their father is a form of long-term child abuse. I mean, I won't dispute you on that. I agree. I don't think that's something a person should choose to do. Well, but then there's the other part too. As I said earlier, if a woman is getting up there in age and she does have a biological clock and her man, her person, whoever that is, hasn't come along, maybe she feels like I'm out of options. I'm just going to turkey baste her. I know that was crude, but maybe she feels like those are her options. I don't know. It's not something I want to do. Like I said, I got one child, okay? One. For a whole host of reasons. A lot of things, I don't have the patience. Right on point. You said Demetra crazy, but always on point. I'm a little off. I ain't gonna lie. I am. Oh goodness. Arson says, no, Demetra, I'm fully aware that you would ever minute that way. You're in the clear. Nor do I think single moms are bad. Plus, I was raised by one. All I'm saying is perception will differ. Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm not telling Donovan he is wrong. I just don't want him to get the impression that I'm saying, his mom was like a 3 or 4. And I would never say that at all. That's not what I'm saying. I know a lot of people who are single moms and who are single dads, and they're not bad people. It's just the circumstances just didn't, for whatever reason, work out in their favor or whatever it was, Zenobia, how you doing? Says, I certainly hope that if I repent in all the Most High forgiveness, that He will not hold a title against me. That's the way it's supposed to be, right? Still, how you doing? Says, ladies, do not give a child to a man who doesn't give you his last name. And fellas, because I agree with that. Don't give a baby to a woman. Well, yeah, I hear what you're saying, because if you give but ladies, yeah, don't lay down with a man at all who ain't trying to marry you, because there's some women who will say, I'm not giving it to him. I'm not giving the baby his last name, which I think is silly, because you let that man jump all up and down on you like a trampoline, but now the baby ain't good enough to have the last name. So I think it's silly season all the way around. But yeah, it's best to get married, have a union, and have the baby. And again, I'm not talking to y'all from that standpoint. I didn't do that. My child's father and I were not married. I was 21. He was 23, so we had a lot to learn. Facts I Feeling says, Donovan is correct. Unpopular says, so then your mom should have never married again. Jay Wilkes, how you doing? Donovan is right. Judge says she stays single by choice. Okay. Oh, I'm really behind. Let me catch up. Saylai says the stigma on single motherhood is productive, but the stigma on single mothers is counterproductive. Cap, okay. Lady Blue, he says a widow can be a single mother, but a single mother can't be a widow. Yeah, she'd have to come on with the riddle, because I have to think about that one. Yep. I hear y'all talking about somebody up in here gay. I don't know who that may be, but Sweet Daddy Kool-Aid, how you doing? Says you're both correct. Move on. I love it. Referee. I'm gonna skip down. Okay, let's see. Black America, I know you didn't type that with all your good fingers. I know you didn't. So I think that was parody. I'm just reading because I know we need to get out of here. I got you, Donovan. Black America, you married one of them. Don't you type nothing else on this subject. Don't you type nothing else. Talking about you married one and you got 16 babies running around out there. All the little Black Americas, and you married one. Are you married to her now? Judge Shiloh came up here. He was the first person to come up here. Y'all ready for TV trivia? Do we have time for that, Donovan? Do you want to go get your
real quick TV
trivia?
Let's do TV trivia real quick.
Hopefully we don't argue about this. So of course, y'all know Bad Boys, was it 53 came out this weekend? One of the Bad Boys, and I heard it's doing rather well. And it sounds like some people are mad because Will Smith should never be relevant again after he slapped Chris Rock. I guess that ain't got nothing to do with what I'm saying. So of course, you know, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith are in this movie. Of course, you guys also know that Will Smith and Martin Lawrence had very wildly popular sitcoms, right? The question is, who had the better sitcom and why? Donovan, what's your opinion?
Very simple answer. Martin Lawrence. Simple as that. Martin Lawrence, number one, because he played a lot of characters that everybody could identify with. I think it ran 5 seasons. Will Smith, predominantly known when he came into the genre as a rapper, you know, Martin Lawrence as an actor, but hands down, Martin Lawrence and Martin was, to me, the more popular show.
All right, so I'm gonna see what they're saying in the comment section. Yikes! It's almost kind of like unanimous. Martin. Hold on, Martin. Yeah, logical thing. It says they said it made $100 million this weekend, and y'all know movies are doing horrible. Like their movies are just tanking, and that one did well from what people are saying. $100 million that's a lot of money, and I don't know if I've seen. I think I've only seen the first one. If I remember right. Martin. Danny says Martin because he played all those different characters, like Donovan just said. Easy says Martin. Will was trying to fit in. Ragnar say Martin. What? Say like what you talking about? James Brown and Tammy Terrell. Miss Wee says Martin Lawrence is my favorite comedian. Alonzo says Chris Rock shouldn't have been relevant after he let that man slap him. Facts. Phyllis says Martin Lawrence is way more talented sitcom than Will. Everybody saying Martin. I have not seen one person say Will. The one who cares to say Martin.
Well, and think of all the people that went on to success off of that show. You know, you had the Tisha Campbell, Tichina Arnold, Tommy Ford died, unfortunately, but they just went on to great things, and even all the guest stars that came on there. I mean, it was just an iconic show. There's, nobody could touch that show.
Facts Not Feeling says, you gonna eat that sandwich? Yeah, I agree. I know that's kind of a debate some places or whatever, but honestly, nothing compares. Well, I won't say nothing. I would say, especially in the 90s, and even like, has there ever been a show to even compare to that of Martin? Like, you think about Martin, right? Martin was so physical with his comedy. And Donovan, you're a thespian. He was so physical with his comedy. Some people say it's along the lines of Lucille Ball, because Lucille Ball, I Love Lucy, was very like physical with the comedy. And I've even heard Jack Tripper. His name just escaped me. His real name.
John Ritter.
Jack Tripper was Three's Company. So I'm trying to think of anybody who's come close to that of Martin. Like y'all said, with the complex characters and all of that. I mean, I don't even know how Will Smith even how he even is in the same arena, with a Martin. So I don't know. Okay, let's see. Eunice, she say Martin, like he said, with different characters. Yep. Let's see here. Lie, how you doing? I think that's how you say it. Brother Sammy says, I don't like men playing female roles and putting on dresses. I feel the slap was staged. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people have made talked about Martin with Shanae, but boy, he wasn't wrong. There's a lot of Shanaes running out there. I don't know if it was.
And then Big Mama. Remember, he did Big Mama.
Big Mama's House. I think I only saw the first one.
That was the only good one. Trust me.
Yeah, I'm one of those people. If I see the first one, it's like, unless it's like a Halloween or something like that, then I probably won't go keep seeing them unless it's really, 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 really good. Then yeah. Comment says, I'll always support the old school rapper, so I'll stick to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Okay, you're the first person on here that said that. And Miss Sweet says his character had a life and fans of their own. It was a great show. Taylor says Martin acting like he had a stroke. He probably took that back. Oh yeah, I heard something's going on with him. They said he's acting weird. I don't know. Yes, cringeworthy. Martin is a legend. Facts and Fellows says Jamie Foxx sitcom was good as well. I don't know if it was good as Martin, though. I've only watched a few episodes of Jamie Foxx show.
Other than having Stan on the show, Garrett Morris on both shows. Right.
And he's still alive too. I think he's still walking around here or something like that.
Well, he's crutching around.
Yeah. He's up there though. He's got to be like almost 90, right? If not close. International Note says Mama Family was funny. Yeah, that was some good TV back then, boy. Nostalgia. You done made me nostalgic. Go ahead.
I was going to read Buckhorse's comment. Will Smith's father left him. Remember that. That's true.
I was talking to somebody but people are saying that was what they remember most about the Fresh Prince was that iconic episode of, and then the switching of the Aunt Viv's, right? But the episode when the daddy left and it was all emotional and,
Wait a minute. If we're talking about Fresh Prince, what about when Carlton was going to wipe up Lark Voorhees with the single mama thing and the dad was against it?
And the crazy part is Lark Voorhees was on Martin and they were together in real life.
They were engaged. Yeah, they were engaged.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? Okay, let's see. So judges say, I don't really like TV. I'd rather read a book. I'm in the middle. I like both. I've been watching more TV than reading lately. I will tell you that. I actually need to read more.
Yeah, stop sending me Tubi.
Right. Tubi suggestions in the middle. But the Tubi one I sent you was a good one. It was about health. It's called They're Trying to Kill Us. It's really good, y'all. But y'all should watch it on Tubi. I'm like, go ahead, Tubi. They trying to kill us. They also got the documentary of P. Diddy on there, TMZ. I ain't watching. I'm like, we already kind of knew all that stuff. TMZ's trying to make a buck now. Ben Vereen, yes, played his dad. Yes, indeed. We telling our age now, huh? Mama's Family and the Carol Burnett Show. We really telling our age. Herschel says, I think Dragonfly Jones is an actual character in Mortal Kombat now. That right there, that's Dragonfly Jones, okay? With the black belts and all of that. Did Dragonfly Jones ever win a fight? Ever? That was so funny. The dude that the one he was mentoring used to whoop his ass and dig off in his pockets like, man, give me my money. I like Otis though. Otis was not with the stuff at all. Okay. Oh, Otis
you disrespected old folks, boy. You disrespected old folks.
Oh, Otis gonna take you down. Oh, Otis gonna take you down. Now remember that episode when they all won the car? They had to take turns. They was how could y'all forget Jerome, the player from the Himalayas?
You got to have the brother from the Fifth Flow. You got to have him. And then Mama Payne. And Mama Payne.
Nothing. Just chilling. He caused the whole remake of Nino Brown of New Jack City. Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, we could be here forever. RC says, I'm not picking between the two shows. I have not watched Martin enough growing up. Oh, you got to watch it. But as a Haitian raised in Canada, I like to add, trust me, Will Smith is way more popular than Martin. Oh, yeah, I'd imagine so. I watch a few more Fresh Prince episodes, but I didn't really get into it as much. But yeah, Martin, that was, and then what came on right after that? Was it Living Single?
I think so, on Fox.
Or New York Undercover, one of those.
Like that.
Yeah. So anyway, We're gonna get out of here because we could be here forever. I love it, appreciate. Yeah, Romy Rome, bro, man, the black Hawaiian surfer dude. Yes, don't you know no good?
Wait,
You know
remember the one character, the white guy that was in the office with Gina and Pam?
What's
He's
his
like,
name?
what's really going on here, Martin? You know,
I think his name was Bob, wasn't it?
Bob, yeah, Bob.
Yeah, hustle man. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, he was selling the pigeon on the stick. Then he opened up, and then one time, a couple times, he opened up his coat. Then had
Right.
some chickens under that.
Remember that time they were doing like the wedding or something? He's like, pick up the pieces. Pick up the pieces. And he had the taco dog with him.
Y'all can't forget Martin Mama. Yeah,
That's right, Mama Payne.
My Mama Biscuits. When Gina had to tell her she killed the bird. Oh my God. See, that's the physical comedy. Oh no, wait, Donovan. Before we go, we got to talk about the episode when he took the officer to court and he was trying the case out. That was not scripted. Almost everybody in that courtroom almost broke character, especially when he jumped up in the jury box and his legs went flying up. He said he's prejudiced, and the officer's like, "Oh no, there's my sweet, beautiful wife back there. Is she a black lady?" He said, "What did he tell him?" He was trying to get Tommy to say, and Tommy didn't want to say it. Says, "What did he say? GTD." Tommy's. He says, "Okay, I got the draws." Yeah, I didn't like Roscoe. That one just grossed me out all the time. Cicely says, Demetra, Janet told you, Miss Jackson, if you nasty. You talking about Miss Trinidad? Remember Miss Trinidad?
Beverly Johnson, yeah.
Beverly Johnson.
And Gina came out with the Vaseline. And one thing I hate is a liar. Taking it back with the tennis shoes.
Miss Trinidad wanted a piece of Martin, okay? Nah, but for real, before we go, that one when they was telling the story of how they met, and he was going up to Gina, "How you doing, baby? Yo, yes, baby." And she, when she was telling the story, he was this shy little guy in the corner behind the bush. She's like, "Come on, come on."
Or the one where they broke up and he played Billy D. All right, Gina.
Yeah. Oh, we could be here forever. Yeah, I didn't like Roscoe. They could have kept Roscoe in the drafts. But anyway, I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. We're going to get out of here. It's been so much fun. Of course, spirited debate. But at the end of the day, it's all love. Hey, be easy. Yes, Dragonfly Jones, an iconic character. So anyway, we love and appreciate y'all. We will be back on Tuesday podcast and the live feed. In the meantime, the Tommy Hearns. Oh yeah, the Tommy Hearns when he got his butt whooped and his face was that big. Oh yeah, we could be here forever. Peace and love to you as well. Facts, not feelings. We'll see y'all later. Peace.